Hey there guys, how's it going? Now thanks for checking out another video on our Arc Xbox One adventures. This is some PvP from official servers. So if you guys have been watching me recently, you'll know that a few weeks ago and the last week or so I guess really, I've been showing you guys some raid defenses and some raids from an official Extinction PvP server. So this time the servers have reset and I want to go about it properly. I'm going to be trying to be the most dominant tribe on the server. That's the whole point of this series. It's not going to be easy whatsoever, but we're making good progress so far. So I recruited a ton of you guys through Discord and I got a really cool crew together. I like to think they're a cool crew anyway, and we've managed to make quite a sizable tribe. I think there's about 20 of us, or maybe even 30. Normally we have about 5 people on at a time, but it seems to be enough to be able to do some decent work on one of these official servers. So what I'm going to be showing you today is just the early days, the first couple of days of us being on this server. No massive raid defenses, but just a couple of raids of us trying to just stop other people from developing into big, strong tribes. Obviously, we have a pretty decent base going, and I'm not going to show you that in this video. The reason is because obviously, as soon as you show your base, a lot of people who play Xbox watch my videos and it will give them a bit more of an advantage. It might make it easier for them to raid us. They'll know a bit better what we've got and so on, and anything like that gives the enemy an advantage. And to be honest, we're putting so much time and effort into this that I don't really want to do that. However, if you guys really desperately do want to see the base and what's going on there, I will show it to you guys if we can get a ton of support. If we can hit 1,000 likes on this video, which we haven't done in absolutely ages, I'll show you the base in the next video. Otherwise, it'll just be some more skirmishes, PvP, stuff like this, and little adventures that we go on. So what you're seeing here is some footage of us, first of all, harassing a tribe that we found on the northeast mountain. We had a lot better stuff than them at that stage, and basically anyone that we see who's trying to get turrets up, anything like that, we just try and stop them. We're not stone aging bases too much. I mean, we did kind of flatten one base, but anyone who seems like a major threat to us, we're trying to take care of and stop them from getting to the turret stage and whatever, because the longer we can put them off doing that, the better the chances that we can build up even stronger, and they're going to have a tough time taking us down, because that's what we want. We want to be able to dominate on the server. That's obviously pretty much the whole goal of being an alpha tribe, and especially being on a PvP server. You can't just play nice and play the game. You've got to try and stop people from getting anywhere. So you've got to be mean, but it can be fun. You know, you get your comeuppance, people come and raid you as well, but we get to go and raid them. So the deal with this tribe, me and my friend Kingfire were just going up to them. They had one RG for defense. I think they might have even had a Pteranodon as well. We just kept picking them up, and we normally wouldn't harass them this much, just picking them up and killing them, but they kept coming out of their base with gear and full flak, and any opportunity for an easy set of armor and just easy tools, we're going to keep there. So just a little recommendation: if you're being harassed by a tribe on a PvP server, if you can, just stay inside, or even if you do go out and want to defend, just go out with no gear and don't risk your tames, because that's what was keeping us here. The thought of, well, they keep running out of full sets of flak, they're very easy to kill right now, we've got much better tames than them, so why not just keep on getting it? Anyway, this first little raid wasn't too much really. We just we killed their Argent they were taming, and I think we might have also killed the Argent that was taming us. Got some sets of flak, nice little thing to start us off. However, but the real trouble we were having was there were two tribes. There was one tribe setting up in the volcano, there was one tribe setting up on the middle mountain, and both of these we were kind of worried about them because they seem to be progressing quite quickly. They seem to have a lot of players, so obviously they could be a definite threat to us. Anyone who's a threat to us is what we would focus on. So first of all, we decided to take out the volcano guys, or at least see what they've got, see what we can do to deal with what they've got. Because last time, on the last server I played on, the tribe that actually ended up in the volcano was the alpha tribe, and they just completely dominated all the way to the end. So what we'd found with this tribe that actually were in the volcano, they didn't have everything at the volcano. Although they had a base there with some turrets on, a little bit down the volcano we found, I guess, where they would keep their dinos. We'd managed to kill their tamed Quetzal on one day. I don't think I've got this footage of that. But the next day they obviously had a bunch of turtles, and I think that these turtles were to try and drain our turrets. They had 4 turtles there, so we had to take care of that. Obviously we couldn't let the turtles live because those those turtles were just going to sponge our turrets, I'm pretty sure, because they wanted revenge, because we did kill their Quetzal the day before. And if we see anyone with a Quetzal, we will of course kill that, because Quetzals are a huge part of PvP. So it wasn't too tricky to deal with this. They just had a couple of Plant Species X, and I did actually waste rockets on the Plant Species X. Normally you can take them out with grenades, but I just wanted to make sure 2 rockets Plant Species X were done. Then I managed to break into the door, not too difficult, 5 or 6 rockets for that. And then inside it was not really much in there. It was just like a little general shack, obviously. But the big point was the turtles and the ankylos down there as well. So I took the 4 turtles that were there, picked them up with the Quetzal, flew them back to our base. We actually kept a few of them hostage in our base for a while, but the rest of them we killed them with the turrets as well, because if you've killed things with turrets, it actually comes up that it wasn't killed by your tribe, I believe. So obviously that's a bit more of an advantage. Also, before we did these raids, any of you that are thinking of doing this, it's a great idea. We changed our tribe name. We're always changing our tribe name. We actually keep changing it to the names of the other tribes on the servers. And we've actually managed to create a conflict between 2 tribes because one of them thinks they were raided by someone else when it wasn't. It was actually us. Great idea to do. I highly recommend you guys do that. So anyway, we took care of that. We took care of their turtles, and then it was a case of taking on the main base, which was actually covered by 4 auto turrets, but it really wasn't too difficult. We had 3 decent, well, we had 1 decent turtle and 2 okay turtles. We just picked them up with the Quetz, flew them up to the turrets. You just fly into the turrets, and as soon as your Quetzal starts getting shot, flip it around, and then it will start shooting the carbon enemy, the turtle. As long as the turtle has someone on it, just in case the turrets are set to players only, then that'll work, and it worked absolutely fine. We had to take away 2 of our turtles because they nearly died, but then the 3rd one actually had no problem whatsoever. I think that one's got like 5k health, so it had no problem soaking all of the turrets. And then once they were soaked, we could just blow in there. There didn't seem to be anyone up there at the time that we raided them. Went in there, blew through, destroyed everything that they had in there, took everything decent that we could, and we really wanted to try and set these guys back. I mean, sometimes if it's just like a smaller tribe especially, you don't want to like destroy everything. Just let them have the smithy, let them have their storage and, you know, all the stone and wood, but anything high value we might take. But this was a really, you know, potential alpha tribe, so we decided to try and destroy as much as we could and get away with that. Went pretty well, managed to get out of there, no real losses. Now, the next tribe that we decided to take on were a tribe who'd been harassing us really badly on the first day. And they definitely were these like trolly kind of griefing tribes because they had some members with extremely high melee damage, extremely high movement speed. And they just came and like piked our tames in the early days, the ones that weren't put away. They would just come up, pike them, kill them, completely unprovoked. This was before we even were starting to try and raid or PvP with anyone. They just wrecked a few of our tames. And obviously, we were like, we've got to deal with these because they actually set up kind of near us as well. Now, I haven't got this footage, but we did actually try and go to them the day before, and we weren't very successful. We went there on a bunch of RGs. We expected to be able to just RPG in, but they had so many plant species that we spent absolutely ages there trying to figure out what to do. They ended up coming out on pteranodons, carnos, sabers, and so on. We lost a couple of birds. I mean, we did kill them a few times, and we killed one of their tames, but either way, no one really gained too much out of the exchange, and it was a bit of a foul on our part. So we went there the next day with a few more rockets and a little bit more of a plan. Originally, the plan was to RPG from the top. However, that plan didn't work because by that time, they'd got a couple of auto turrets down. And the auto turrets were actually stopping us from being able to fire the rockets. So now we had quite a big problem. 2 auto turrets to deal with, as well as about 30 plant species X. And in the end, I just had to try and sneak up to the base as slowly as I can while rocketing a plant species every here and there. One of the downsides of their design was that they had a lot of their plant species very close together. So I was able to take out multiple plant species with just a rocket. And we actually just tried to focus on one side. Seemed like the easiest to get through, and eventually I managed to take out enough plant species X that it seemed like we could actually just go in there. We brought the turtle to soak up the turret. The turtle came and soaked up the auto turret. It didn't have that much ammo in, and then we just blew in the side. And interestingly, they actually had basically the same design as I had in my last season's PvP video. So I don't know if they're perhaps viewers of mine and they tried to copy my design, or they just, you know, it is a decent design to double layer and so on. And it just happened to have a pretty similar design to what I had. Either way, we blew through the first wall and then we had to blow through another one, but by the time we blew through the second wall, they started coming online. There was a couple of them online, and they just ran around. They didn't manage to do too much to stop us. We still managed to take their gear. We still managed to destroy a lot of their stuff, but then we got a little bit greedy because we didn't find any guns in there, and we knew that when we were PvPing with them the other day, they must have had guns because one of them shotgunned one of our birds. But we couldn't find any. We grappled up to their dino pen, didn't manage to find anything in there, and then I eventually died to their saber up there. No, actually their Carno up there, just trying to be a bit too greedy, trying to kill all the tames as well. But we managed to leave with most of the stuff. Wasn't a huge problem, but we did want to go and finish off some of their tames if they could, because why not kill their tames? There was a high level Carno, there was a very high level saber as well. So what we did is we actually came back with something that we'd prepared the day before. Not sure if I've got the footage of this, I hope I do. But we made a battle Paraceratherium with, I think, 4 plant species X and 4 auto turrets on it. We managed to find their tames. They were just passive in the wood. They'd had to hide them in the wood after that. And then the Paraceratherium of Death managed to take care of all of that. So that's the story so far. At the moment, it's just a case of us trying to stop everyone from develop. There are quite a lot of bases for us to try and stop, which is becoming quite difficult because obviously taking care of 2 or 3 tribes, not too much of an issue. Trying to make sure that like 10 plus tribes all don't manage to get to a high tech stage is very, very difficult for just one tribe to do. So we'll have to see how it goes. Will one of the tribes that we're kind of sleeping on at the moment and that we aren't paying attention to develop into a big force that we're going to have a lot of trouble with? Who knows? But either way, at the moment our base seems pretty okay. We're not really under threat. We've been doing a lot of raiding, and it seems like we're alpha at the moment. If there was an alpha tribe on there, I'd have to say it was us. How long will that continue for? I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more footage from official PvP. Obviously, I hope you guys appreciate that to do this kind of video, it means I'm not going to be able to post as much, maybe every other day or something like that, because I have to play a lot of the game to actually manage to maintain my presence on an official server. If you don't play enough, you just get wiped when you're not there. So I hope you guys appreciate for this kind of video. I'm having to not play as much, but I think that, oh sorry, not even post as many videos, but I think you guys, or I thought at least that you guys would appreciate that a bit more than just doing continually single player playthrough with not as much risk, not as many raids. And this obviously might help a lot of you guys. I highly recommend you try out Extinction servers because they're just a lot of fun. But that's it for this video. Of course, if you haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button. And of course, subscribe if you're new around here and you haven't done already. But that's it for now. I'll see you all next time.